My name is Tom Brown. This is FTE 217. My instructor is Casey Workman. Today's date is January the 25th, 2026. This is week 4 assignment. There's 5 parts to this assignment. Part 1 is basically breaking this weapon down, my AR-15 down, completely disassembling it. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and make it a safe weapon. So doing that, I'm basically going to remove the magazine, make sure there's no rounds. If there was any rounds, I'd remove it completely. I'm going to lock the bolt carrier group back to the rear, and I'm going to physically and visually make sure that there's no rounds in this weapon. You know what I'm saying? And I just made it a safe weapon. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it down completely, disassemble it, and show you the disassembly and how I did it, and then move on to part 2. Okay, I'm going to go into part 2. We're basically talking about, I'm going to demonstrate briefly on how to clean the AR-15, lubricating the parts and things like that, and then kind of put it back together. So I'm going to start off with the upper receiver. What I normally would do here is I just give it a few punches. This weapon has not been fired since I put it back together, but I've already got some CLP on a patch, cleaning patch. And really what you want to do here, you just kind of want to punch the bore. Even though it's never been fired before, you want to make sure that it's got some CLP on it, make sure it's being lubricated or whatever. So again, that's just basically punching the bore, and you can kind of see just the residue that's still there, you know what I'm saying, that's in the barrel. But it's been lubricated again. So with that being said, now also, just you know, I have a rag that I like to just kind of put some CLP on. And with this here, this is what you got like the buffer and the buffer spring. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of get some oil on it, making sure that it's operational. That goes there. And then what I like to do now is when it comes to the actual bolt carrier group, I like to make sure that everything has some CLP on it. You know what I'm saying here? Just make sure. This is actually the firing pin, and I like to kind of just make sure everything's lubed up really, really well. As you're doing this, you want to make sure that you're not noticing any kind of carbon or anything anywhere. Take this here. Do a little cleaning, kind of get everything as far as that's concerned. Got oil, you know, all over the bolt carrier group. Then kind of extractor. Make sure it's the same thing. Make sure you got enough oil on it. And then you want to wipe off any excess of oil that you might have on it. Make sure those rings, gas rings, have enough oil and stuff on it. And then this is the lug, bolt lug. Make sure you, when you put it in there, make sure you turn it, you know what I'm saying? So or the firing pin is not going to go down inside there correctly. Once the firing pin is back in there and the lug is good, you can kind of work that angle. And again, just kind of make sure that it's got some good CLP on it. And then this here is back together. This is my charging handle. And again here, just kind of lube it so that it slides inside the lower receiver and upper receiver. And the way that goes is take that, put it in upside down. And you want to make sure this bolt is all the way out. The gas tube at the top, make sure that that's facing down. And there's your upper receiver. I'm going to go ahead and just, again, we've already, as I assembled this, I've oiled it, whatever, but I just make sure the hammer is good to go, got enough oil on it, stuff like that. And then I'm going to reassemble the lower and upper receiver. Okay, I'm going to answer the second half of part number 2, which talks about, you know, the similarities that I've used in the past or Miller. This method of cleaning is different from the cleaning methods that I've used in the past, where we were mainly quicker surface cleaning, focused mostly on the bore and the bolt carrier group without basically fully disassembling the weapon and kind of a detailed inspection. And since I've taken this course, the method places greater emphasis on preventive maintenance, component wear identification, and consistency, making it more throughout thorough and better suited for the long-term reliability and professional gunsmithing standards. Okay, that's the question. Part 3 is explain. I need to explain indicator of customers to spot on, avoid ammunition to introduce. Cut that. My response to part 3 is basically teach customers to inspect ammo for dents, corrosion, or wrong caliber to avoid malfunctions, and always use factory spec ammunitions, basically correct caliber and conditions. All AR-15 style rifles can be affected, especially if poor or inconsistent ammo is used, because cycling and pressure vary from time to time. Failure to do this can cause barrel obstruction, ruptures, and basically serious injuries. My question to part 4 would be yes. While a gunsmith's primary role is to repair and maintain firearms, it's beneficial to guide customers in basic safe shooting principles, including proper grip, stance, trigger control. These fundamentals help reduce accidents and improve the customer's experience with their firearm, reinforcing safety and responsible ownership. Okay, my response to part 5 is understanding how a firearm is and its accessories operate before attaching anything is critical, because the improper and capable accessories can interfere with the firearm's design, functions, and safe operation, potentially causing malfunction, unsafe shooting conditions, or legal issues if accessory alters how the firearm is classified under law. Knowing how a gun works and how the accessories affects its help ensure the attachments do not compromise safety, reliability, compliance with all regulations.